this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
As cat parents, Ryder and I know the feeling of being ignored by our cats. I often wonder, does my cat even love me?
Well, there's only one solution to solve that. Sheba.
Feed your cat Sheba and go from feeling ignored to truly adored in 12 days, guaranteed or your money back. Sheba has so many incredible products that can satisfy even the pickiest eater, like new Sheba Grilled, made in the USA with the finest ingredients from around the world. They are savory strips in a succulent sauce that cats are sure to love. And it's 100% complete and balanced with essential vitamins and nutrients for adult cats like my Bill. Made without artificial flavors or preservatives, no corn, wheat, or soy. To learn more, check out Sheba.com.
T-Mobile is reinventing business internet with super broadband. Whether you run a small office or a factory of 500, connection is everything. Powered by America's fastest 5G internet, plus Starlink. Super broadband from T-Mobile reaches every zip code in the U.S. Super broadband, a new era of business internet. Visit superbroadband.com to learn more.
Fastest 5G network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. Speeds vary due to local network characteristics and management. Satellite requires hardware installation. Clear view of the sky with 36-month commitment.
If you're chasing data down instead of seeing it in one place, you need the Intuit ERP. Intuit Enterprise Suite. All your data in one place with built-in AI for real-time insights. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
This Father's Day, put the focus on Dad's happy place, his garage. Shop more ways to organize, more ways to build, and more ways to spend time together. With low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him a rolling toolbox or a wall-mounted organizer to keep it all in place. Or save on power tools like the Ryobi 2-tool driver drill combo kit for just $99. Make Father's Day about building something together with a little help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Intro go! Laugh with me when the rent's past due and the car won't start. Laugh with me when the only sponsor is my broken heart. We're hanging on this janky stream. Two weird voices in the glow of a screen. If the world won't sing, then let it laugh with me.
Welcome back. It's a brand new episode. This is Laugh With Me, the podcast with Jeremy Odem, and I'm your host.
Jeremy stares at the stats and shaking over takeout boxes. Johnny's already mapping hotels on a napkin with greasy crosses. They quit jobs they kinda hate it. Tell their bosses, catch the show. Boss just shrugs, hope it's funny. Johnny grins, you'll never know.
J.O., and I'm not alone today, and we are recording in the beautiful WTL Where's the Line Studios. Today with me is my very co-host on WTL, where you can find anywhere that you download your favorite podcast. It is Nebraska's first, it is Nebraska's only sports betting podcast. Where's the Line? You can also find my guest at News Channel Nebraska. You can also find him co-hosting the Common Folk podcast and so much more. This guy, we're going to get into it. He's multidimensional. He is all over the place. He is a media staple from the state of Nebraska. And to me, honestly, he is the face. He is the color man of Nebraska high school sports and soon of Nebraska's sports betting. And you can find, obviously, more from him at podcast_WTL. This is my friend. It's Andy Classen.
I also host and have founded an outdoor show, hunting and fishing show.
Hunting and fishing show.
That airs on News Channel Nebraska Saturday and Sunday mornings. Called Chasing the Dream.
There you go.
Like fair chase, chasing a dream, dream hunt, whatever.
Dream hunt.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And that's, you said every weekend?
Yep, Saturday and Sundays.
Okay.
So, yeah, got a couple things going on.
Busy guy, and that's when people go, "Who's Andy?" When I'm talking about Where's the Line, I'm like, he is the play-by-play voice of Nebraska high school sports. Like he is the play-by-play voice. Would you say that is a fair testament?
I think that's on track. It's on par. People have said things like that, and it's very humbling and it's nice. But I don't do the play-by-play. I'm just the color analyst.
You're just color.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm just color.
All right. Well,
so
either way, you are the voice of Nebraska high school sports.
I take that back. I had to do color one time. It was like in year 1 or 2 of doing basketball. And my play-by-play guy lost a tire on the interstate on the way from Lincoln to Kearney. And with all the setups there, I try to get there an hour early, and everyone's like, oh, they're freaking out. He's just stranded alongside I-80. And they're like, we're going live. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, just do it. I'm like, okay, let's go. So I have done some play-by-play.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. Common Folk Podcast, I brought that up, and you guys, you had me on, a couple years ago now, it seems like.
Yeah.
Awesome show. You bring on just, like, it's just like the title, Common Folk, just everyday people, and just kind of dive into their life. Really, really good podcast, and you can find it, Common Folk. Tell me about that. Like, what's some of your favorite guests? Like, tell me about the show. How did it start?
So that was all born out of that was Ben Evers' idea, and he just wanted to get. He was watching the news and thinking, I think the silent majority is not being represented. And whether it's loud over here saying, do this, or do that, and then over here, nay. He's like, nobody, the common folk, there's no voice there. So he wanted to give the common folk a voice. And we get just fantastic guests from a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners. And some of these businesses are, just the millionaire next door. You just never even knew. And just, side businesses that you never would have guessed. So we had Michael Severe. He's kind of a known commodity. He's been on the radio forever. I currently hosts the Husker football show on the NET, or what's that called now? Nebraska Public Media.
Nebraska Public, yeah.
Yeah. So we've had some really good guests, interesting guests, and a lot of organization leaders. The 50 Mile March is kind of a big thing around here for veterans, trying to help veterans with mental health awareness and things of that nature. So anybody and everybody, as long as you're a common folk, you're welcome on the pod, and it really does open the door to just anybody and anything,
Yeah, that 50 Mile March, it triggered in my head back in my grocery days.
Mm-hmm.
One of my fellow store directors, he participates in the 50 Mile March.
There you go.
He would do the the march, obviously, and it would end like in the parking lot of the Hy-Vee store.
Okay.
And I always had to have like 2 pallets of cold water.
You better have it ready. Yeah.
So we would drag out there because those guys, man, and guys and gals, they are sweating.
Yeah.
And
man.
We need to have that water ready.
Ben's wife, Morgan, co-host of Common Folk, and I really fought for that. I'm like, we need to get Morgan we need a woman's voice. We need a female's presence and voice. And I'm so glad that she agreed to do it, because Ben and I will go down a rabbit hole, and we'll be talking about gears and sprockets or whatever, some Motorhead, and then she'll ask, well, how does that affect the family?
Right.
Like, whoa. Yeah. Okay.
That's interesting because when I was on the show, it's funny because the three of us, Ben and you and I, we would be getting in on something. We kind of think very similar, and then she would come out of the blue with something and really spin the conversation on its head.
Right.
And you need that,
and reel it in, and also open it back up to the other half of the audience.
Yes.
So I just think it worked out to be such a great mix, and some of the guests we've had on there have just been amazing. And we've kind of hit this, I don't know, knocking over dominoes or whatever, but now marketing types and people are reaching out to us, seeing if their client can be on Common Folk. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Rather than us trying to knock down the door, hey, come on, be on the pod. But yeah, that's been going strong for over 4 years now.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a fun podcast, that's for sure.
Well, there you go. Check it out. Common Folk Podcast. Big fan. In fact, I'm sporting the old
yes, you are. Yes,
here
you are.
Today. All right. Well, let's get to how you and I know each other. Where's the line? WTL.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, today we co-hosted, but from the beginning, let's go back. How'd you find me?
Isn't that wild how, you just have to start doing. Just start doing, and then things will happen.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do anything, nothing happens. Right? But no, so my brother, Jared, and I, we started Where's the Line? A sports betting show And we launched that the very first week that gambling was legalized in Nebraska. And we haven't missed a week since. So we've been going for over 4 years now, just spinning like a top. And we're always looking for, guests and people to bring on. And we try to stay active on social media. And I came across one of your articles that you'd written for the Right Way Sports Network. And they're usually talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. And I thought, well, this is interesting. It's fun to throw shade at the AFC North and what's going on up there. We bounce around all the different teams. And they always had kind of predictions over what Joe Burrow's going to do, is he hurt again? And then an article about the Huskers came up on that. I'm like, okay, well, then I have to read it, you know.
Of course.
Then I saw that you were from Omaha. I'm like, this is crazy. This guy that's talking sports betting about the Huskers from a syndicate out of Cincinnati. So I reached out and you replied, and we got you on the show shortly thereafter.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. I mean,
yeah.
You guys, high energy, and it's different because especially back then, there wasn't much for sports betting content out there. And for you guys talk high energy, and then you entertained at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you welcomed the shade, the jokes, the back and forth, the banter.
Right.
It wasn't really as much about the picks as much as it was about the discussion of the picks.
Well, anybody can make a pick, right?
Right.
And say this team's going to win, that team's going to lose. And I was kind of frustrated with sports talk, especially in the local radio. I felt like you could tell that the co-host, whether it was the afternoon or morning show, whatever, whoever was on, you could tell they're just trying to fill the A block, trying to get through the B block, whatever. So Jared and I made a bullet point, and his stage name is Jabron, the Parlay Pounder.
Parlay Pounder.
And that's his real nickname. That's like what his boys call him. I got to tag along a couple of his parties, a bachelor party in Kansas City. Those guys are wild. Jabron, that's legit what you're hearing.
Yeah.
that's the Parlay Pounder getting after it.
And I love his he would wear different jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
Different.
Oh, my God.
It seemed like he had a jersey for every occasion.
Not only a jersey, but a color scheme to it.
Correct.
To random teams. He has that Patrick Mahomes Texas Tech jersey.
Yep.
And then a color coordinated hat and shorts. Oh yeah, he does it up. He's into high fashion.
High fashion.
But where I was going with that is we kind of made a bullet list, or I concocted a show of how I wanted it to flow, how I wanted it to hear and sound and be constructed, and I wanted to pretty much be the anti-sports show. So like you're saying, high energy, a lot of jabs back and forth, keeping the listener engaged. I didn't want dead air. I never wanted them to feel, and I told this to Jared, and I think you before he went on, if it feels like this conversation's running dry or running out, we're cutting it. We'll just end it right there.
Yep.
And I vividly remember the first time I had you on, and we were in a rhythm where I would try and squeeze in 5 NFL games between Jared and I. And then when you throw another co-host into the mix, well, now I got to divide that up even more. So it was just boom, 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 rapid fire through that first 12-minute segment. And after we signed off, you go, woo, whoa. I remember saying, I could use a cigarette after that.
Yeah, it's a lot. And that's the thing. Anybody who's never done radio, and back, now over 20 years ago when I was on radio, You do a shift, and you do a 2-hour shift, you do 3 hours, whatever it is. People will be like, oh, well, that's cake. I mean, now you got to go do your other job or whatever. And it's like, I'll tell you what, that 2-hour shift will take more out of me than an 8-hour shift stocking produce.
Oh, for sure. I'll tell you, the most drained I've ever felt, physically, mentally, was it was in 2020. COVID just started getting into it, and everything was getting shut down. Well, at the time, our governor, Pete Ricketts, said, we're doing our state basketball tournament. I don't care what New York's doing. I don't care what Iowa's doing. We're doing it. So they put up all these guidelines, like only direct family members were allowed into the arena and this and that. And we had to wear masks and this and that. But throughout that process, our founder of the network said, hey, we'll televise all the games. Do it. Figure it out. So I was doing 6 live games a day.
Wow.
And I'm just thinking I always put myself in the viewers or the listeners' shoes. I try to. And I'm thinking, if it's a grandparent, from Virginia watching the game, they're going to want me to be entertaining. They're going to want me talking, with high energy and praise towards their grandson. So I tried to bring that energy every game. And I'll tell you what, after 3 days of continuous 4 and 6 games a day, I was beat, and I could feel it driving from Lincoln back to Omaha that night. You just, it feels like you've been working out in the field and doing manual labor, but really it's just all that mental, I guess, capacity that you have to burn, trying to be aware of that, be on the spot, know all the players' names, break down the play they're trying to run. It does take a lot.
That's how I felt trying to keep up with you and Gerard. That was, I had to get back in rhythm. I'm like, man,
that. Yeah,
this is
good.
This is a lot of fun, but man, I gotta go through some reps. So let me ask you about that 2020 experience, because there's less people in the audience.
Yeah.
Were you still courtside?
Yes.
Okay. So without the audience noise, because there's not much, and you're giving it your all like you normally would, do you change in what you say, how you say it, knowing the players certainly can hear you?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. I try not to, I just try to be legit and honest, and what I see is what you're going to hear. And it's worked out for me. And back then, and that was at the stage where it was just wash your hands a lot. So the 6-foot rule wasn't in place.
Okay.
I'm thinking back, I'm getting kind of crossed up here. The following football season was the mask year. So the masks weren't even a thing yet. So it was just wash your hands 12 times a day. And social distancing wasn't a thing yet either.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. I find it, I always find it fascinating, because when you're doing any type of media, you have to give honest, assessments.
Yeah.
And generally the players are in their own world. But during that time, it necessarily wasn't the case. So
there were still some pretty good crowds. They had like a parents and an one and brother and sisters. So Elkhorn at the time, they figured it out. They had a pretty good sized crowd. I'm like, these are some big families from Elkhorn. So, but yeah, there was still some pretty good noise there at the Devaney the first couple of days, and then Pinnacle Bank Arena for the championships.
What about have you ever broadcasted off location where you're just watching it through a monitor?
No, we've never done that. Nope.
Okay.
But there was a lot of that going on in 2020 and 2021.
Right.
And I felt like you could tell. You could tell within, first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of a broadcast if they were there or not.
Yeah, the energy isn't there.
Yeah.
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 Because you certainly would feed off of everything going on around you.
And I always felt it was important to bring up, I always like to shine a light on the pep band, what they're playing. If there's a drummer just going wild with big hair over there, reference that, and then the cameras can go catch it. And you can't do that if you're remote. You know, you can't give that live experience.
What's your favorite sport to call?
I really like football, and that's probably just because I played it in college. Basketball is a lot of fun because it's so taxing and it keeps you on your toes. But I really love football and just breaking it down. It also gives you time in between plays to break down what you just saw and then set up the viewer for what you think they're going to see.
Yeah. What's a moment when you played football? What's a moment that you think about often?
Okay. Yeah. Let's go all the way back to high school. I'm from a very small town, and we have those rivalries like everybody does.
Yeah.
And the town next to us, they were a class above us, and they beat us in everything all the time. And that's how we grew up, just knowing that those big bad guys from Spencer Napier are going to beat us. Well, we always played with a chip on our shoulder. Our class, my class, graduating class especially, our senior year, we're in Spencer. We're hanging on. We're clinging on to a 4-point lead late in the fourth quarter. They're driving. It's third and long. It might have been fourth and long. This was so long ago. But it was a passing situation. Mm-hmm. They had to stop the clock, and I was the cornerback. It was a down and out. I played it perfectly, batted the ball out of bounds with, riding the guy out of bounds. And I was celebrating, and I look at the official, and he's rolling his arms saying first down. I'm like, what?
What?
The ball's on the ground.
Yeah.
The ball's on the ground. That was the only time I lost my mind, hollering at the official. And I wasn't yelling at him. I was just trying to get the point across that I actually touched that ball and batted it on the ground. You called it a catch.
Yeah.
But that's just it. Now the ball is just, and 4 plays later with something like 15 seconds left, they win the game on a pass to the end zone.
Oh my.
So yeah, That stuff sticks with you, and I guess that's why you love and hate sports, right?
Isn't it funny? It's a negative moment that you think about, like so often. Because I'm the same way. Freshman year high school, I was wide receiver, and it was called post corner. And it was the ball was coming to me on the sideline. And I heard post. And I ran post and cut in.
Oh, no.
And the ball goes sailing over my head. Immediately set to the sideline as the quarterback was screaming, "What are you doing? Why is this guy on the field?" And I'm like, I'm toast. Like, it's over.
It is funny how that happens. I don't know, like, because you live for those good moments and those highs, and they're so much fun. But it's that loss, it's that heartbreak that just really sticks out in your mind, you know?
I wonder if it's because I do think about that a lot. Why is it some of the negative moments that stick with people? I think it's because we work. Maybe a psychologist needs to tell me if this.
Right, we'll have to get a shrink on.
We got to get a shrink in here, but we work so hard for the wins. It's not like we're working hard for the losses. So when we win, hey, we did it. This is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, we're working towards this.
Yes, and then the losses catch us by surprise sometimes because it's like that's not how it was supposed to go.
Yeah, that stings, and also mine was kind of a mixed bag there because I made the play.
You made the play.
I read the down and out. I knew it was coming. I knew it was a passing situation. I knew that their route tree basically had 3 routes on it, and I was ready for it. And I was on their primary receiver, tall guy, way taller than me, and it also sticks with you because it's like, okay, I can't beat the system, can I? I'm stuck in the matrix. It wasn't like, and nobody from Spencer noticed that. They're just like, oh yeah, of course they caught it. They're supposed to catch it. We're supposed to beat Lynch. I can't believe we're losing to them right now. They got to feel good about that. They're beating us in the fourth quarter. Those kids, good for them.
Good for them, yeah.
Oh, man, yeah. So now you kind of get me riled up here.
That's what Laugh With Me's all about. We get people worked up. So have you seen the show Tosh.0 back in the day?
Love Tosh.0.
Okay.
Love it.
So you know how he would bring on somebody who had like a terrible experience on the internet and they would get redemption?
Web redemption.
Web redemptions, yes. We may need to do something like that with you and where the play is called dead and you win the game.
Oh, I have another moment that it's not quite a feel-good moment, but I always felt this needs to be a book, and then it needs to be turned into a movie real quick.
Oh, real quick, okay.
So we didn't have, we're class D1, D2. The big school was C2 in the area, But during the summertime, all we had was Legion baseball, so there was no high school baseball.
Sure.
And with that limited pool, number of kids, we were consolidated throughout the entire county, which actually set the table for a pretty cool advantage because you got, the 3 or 4 best from here, the 3 or 4 best from there, 3 or 4 best from the next town over too. Yeah. So we had, we were pretty salty. I'm not saying that we were great, but the Boyd County Legion and Junior Legion baseball teams, when that was a thing, we were pretty good. We're at least going to make you earn that dub if you're going to get it, We wore black, just beautiful black jerseys with a gray pinstripe, gray pants, hats with the cursive BC on it, and people would ask, well, what's BC stand for? And we're like, and then they're like, oh, but what about, what's the difference? If you're following that,
Oh, yeah.
And we always kind of played that to like, we'll got a chip on our shoulder. We're the underdogs. We're wearing that black and silver like the Raiders or something.
You're the bad boys of baseball.
That's right. That's right. And we had a lot of fun and won a lot of games, and I batted leadoff and played a lot of shortstop. So with that, we had a kind of a marquee game. We were going up to O'Neill, Nebraska.
Okay.
That's the big school. Town of 3,000 people or something. That's the big town, Big town. Yep. And if you could hang with O'Neill, you knew you had a good team. So a lot was on the line here, and we were playing pretty good baseball at the time, and that would have been the summer of my senior year. So we were 17, going on 18, and us trio of Lynch kids, and I'm not going to say any names because, we're still have families and jobs and education and things of that nature. But it was myself, the starting pitcher, and the starting catcher. We were able to run into a guy that graduated a couple years ahead of us, and he got us 12 road sodas.
Oh.
And we weren't going partake in those road sodas until after the game, because
of course
we gotta beat O'Neill.
You gotta stay focused.
So get these road sodas, and the pitcher is driving us, and he has his parents' Ford Explorer, and it's that green, that light green that's sparkly. Imagine an old Ford Explorer with that light green.
Everybody's
sparkly
dream car.
Yep. And we're like, great. All right, let's go. So after we get our road sodas, we're feeling pretty good about this. We're either going to be drowning our sorrows or really celebrating the victory. And this is in July. It's hot. So we put like 6 of them in a cooler, and then we're like, that still looks a little sus. So we found a blanket, and we put the cooler under a blanket in the back of this Ford Explorer. And the other 6 road sodas that didn't make the cut, because we just had a little cooler trying to, keep it under the radar.
Yeah.
We just stuffed those under the seat. So they didn't have any ice on them. So we're starting the game here. I'm at shortstop. Our ace is on the mound that drove us. And our other, this kid was an all-star, was that catcher. We're getting into this first inning, and all of a sudden, the pitcher's mom comes running. Everyone just saw her. Comes running from the parking lot with the blanket over her shoulders. I see this. I know what's going on. The pitcher sees this. He calls a timeout immediately, waves up the catcher, and I'm holding the glove over my mouth because I'm like laughing like, this is so bad. Bad.
No.
And the pitcher then looks at me and waves me, and I'm like, so I go in there and goes, did you see my mom? She grabbed his mom, and she was wearing the blanket. I'm like, no, I saw.
You're discussing this on the mound?
On the mound during the game.
My God.
This is happening in real time. And I'm like, look, we got 1 out. We still need to get 2 more outs here. Then we'll get to the dugout and we'll figure it out. Just rocket fire, man. And he does. 6 pitches. Strikes 2 guys out. We're back in the dugout.
The adrenaline going through.
Oh, my God. So they're flipping out. They're like, well, do we come clean? Do we tell them this? Do we tell them that? Who do we throw under the bus? And they're like, well, what if we say we found it? And blah, blah, blah. And this and that. I'm like, oh, my God. I just don't think anyone's buying that.
Yeah.
But you guys, it's your 2 moms. My dad was the coach, and my mom wasn't there. So it was just their 2 moms, and they were just locked on us. They were just staring at us, and she was wearing that blanket because she got cold in July.
Oh, my.
And so anyhow, fast forward to the end of the game, and, I'm just trying to find the humor in all this and just how absurd it is. I'm like, this is insane. And every inning, I heard the pitcher and the catcher kind of talking over, well, should we say this? Should we do that? I'm like, and I kept my stance. I'm like, I'll go along with whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
But I think it's a long shot if you're going to try and get out of this one.
Incredible.
So fast forward to the end of the game. I don't even remember if we won. That's like a side story.
Yeah.
To this.
I was going to say, did you even win? But it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So we get to the end of the game. Our pitcher runs over to his mom and catches him, and they're heavy in discussion, I see. And both moms are there talking to the pitcher and the catcher. And I'm thinking, oh, man, this doesn't look good. We are toast. They're letting them have it. And they're just, you can tell when mom's getting in on, the kid.
Yeah.
So I mosey over there, with my head kind of hung. And one of the moms says, so, thinking you could get out of it, huh? I'm like, no. When we saw you run up in the first inning, we kind of knew the gig was up. And everyone's eyes get real big. And she goes, see, they were lying. I'm like, what? Then one of the guys looks at me and goes, what? I go, oh, you guys didn't tell. I'm like, then I just, honest to God, I just shut my mouth and walked away. I'm like, I just torpedoed this thing. They didn't tell me what the plan was.
You got to know the plan.
Yeah, I figured no news is bad news in this. So, but I didn't know that they had a story concocted and this and that and how they're going to wiggle out of it. And to their credit, we still got off scot-free.
Wow.
I'm like, the belief factor and also me just going in there and torpedoing it midway through, amazing. Amazing that they had those negotiation skills.
Holy cow.
I mean,
I could only assume that they have gone on to do wonderful things with those types of skills.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to put any names out there or anything, because we got some, there's got families, and like you're saying, the two of the best guys I ever met, and those are some of the best years of my life playing baseball with those guys. But that was just an unbelievable happenstance there, and just happening in the middle of the game while we were playing.
That's so funny. To have the meeting at the mound. It's like when you say they need to make a movie about this, like it's a scene from a movie.
I know.
Where this is like a big game. This matters to these young guys' lives, but what just happened off the field.
Our moms are mad. I'm just going to fire 6 fastballs and get 2 outs so we can go talk about this.
Could have ruined the whole summer.
Yeah.
That's probably the thing. We can't possibly ruin our whole summer in one moment.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, and I still don't know. I never asked what the story was, how we got out of that one, but we did.
Yeah,
and this is the first time I've ever gone public with that.
Wow, this is a breaking news situation here on Laugh With Me.
On a guy's trip, I confessed to my uncle and my dad, and they thought it was pretty hilarious and couldn't believe that we got out of
that. Yeah. I've got my buddy Eric, who's a regular on the pod. His parents would go out of town to go visit family frequently in high school. And so those would be the times we'd always have, the boys over and, have a weekend. But forever, we thought his parents had no clue. Like, it was always business as usual, right?
Yeah.
But he would hide the trash bag under their deck instead of just putting it in the trash can. I don't know what his logic was.
Whoops.
But it would come out years later that his dad obviously saw the trash bag, obviously knew the gig was up the whole time, but he figured everything looked fine. There was no story here. But, yeah, it's like one of those things you think you get away.
No, you don't.
They know.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. So my parents would always go on like a corporate outing, usually after football season or after basketball season, because they're heavily invested. They want to watch all of our games and stuff. So it would just mysteriously happen. Hey, we're going to Houston for 5 days. A great window for you here. And, we live out on a ranch a couple miles out of town. So it was a good spot for the boys to get together. And I would take it a step further, and the trash bag or 2 that was just filled to the brim with a bunch of aluminum and maybe glass, whatever. We had a little small town recycling. It was a real small town by the name of Monowai, population 1.
Oh, my.
At the time, it was population. Yeah, it's just Elsie. Elsie. But at the time, I think it was a population of 2, maybe might have been 7 at the time. A couple of families lived there.
Do they have a mayor?
She's everything.
She
keeps it incorporated too.
Really?
Yeah, it is a town. It is a town.
What happens when she passes?
We don't know, and she's in her 90s.
There's got to be something written.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? I mean, it has to be. There's going to be chaos.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll tell you what. If you go up there right now and you stay there for over an hour, a YouTuber, one of those traveler guys, they will stop in. She is over 20 years ago, she was in Ripley's Believe It or Not, when it was just her and her husband, Rudy, were the population of 2. And since then, it's just swelled up. Arby's did a national commercial. So they took the biggest brand and promoted in the smallest town in America.
Huh.
So they had the biggest Coca-Cola billboard was on the hayfield across the street from her bar, from her cafe or whatever you want to call it.
Interesting.
So a lot of things happen in the middle of nowhere.
Fascinating. That's very fascinating.
Rudy was big into recycling, and he would collect metals. So I would always take all the aluminum over there and, make about $10, $15, whatever off all. Well, that was like a super speed highway into everybody knowing that that something went down out at the Classen place, because 2 huge bags full of aluminum just made its way to Monowai to be recycled.
Doesn't just pop up out of nowhere.
No, so we were actually kind of working against ourselves on that one. But I made some money off recycling, and I was doing what was right.
You're doing the right thing. You're recycling.
More with Andy Classen on Laugh With Me, the podcast with Jeremy Odem right after the break.
My name is Jessa. One of the things I love the most about working for United Healthcare is that everybody matters. Every moment matters. There's a person behind every problem. I care because it's what I was put on this earth to do.
I'm Ben, and I work at United Healthcare. I am just one piece of a larger puzzle, but every piece matters. It's more than just work. We want to make the healthcare system better for everyone. I care because I want to make a difference. That's what committed to care means to me.
Aging doesn't stop, and neither should you, with Vital Protein's collagen and protein shakes. Because around the age of 30, your body needs more support for movement and recovery. On workout and rest days, reach for a 30-gram total protein shake, or go with our classic collagen peptides. Help support healthy hair, skin, nails, bones, and joints, so you can stay vital, stay you. Visit vitalproteins.com to learn more and where to buy. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You never know what the week's going to throw at you. That's why you need to keep your engine ready with Pennzoil Platinum, the full synthetic motor oil that maximizes engine protection. And you can maximize your time, too, by scheduling a quick oil change at your local Walmart Auto Care Center. They'll get it done while you shop. Ask for Pennzoil Platinum, and you can receive a $25 virtual prepaid card. Pennzoil. Long may we drive. Ends August 31st, 2026 at participating locations only. Terms and restrictions apply. See details at pennzoil.com/claim.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistant's assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
A few weeks ago, I was telling you, I don't even remember what the story was, but I was relating in how I lived in a small town in central Iowa for 2 years, as part of work. And our population was like 7,000 or something.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, that's nothing. Because what was yours, like a few hundred or something like that?
Yeah, about 360 when I was in high school, 360 people. And the big town, O'Neill, is just shy of 3,000, I think. Maybe it's 35, but still pretty small.
Yeah, so everybody I experienced everybody knew my business. And maybe it was just because I was, quote unquote, a business leader, but everybody knew my business in the small town. I can't imagine in a town of 360 that if you have a homework assignment missing, people know.
They do know. And those old episodes, like the first 5 seasons of South Park, that is just legit how I felt growing up. Like, the bad news does beat you home. I remember the catcher I was with. Yeah. We snuck into some grain bins just to see what's in there. They just always been sitting in the middle of town, and I was just curious, like, well, what the hell is in there? I think we were like 10 at the time. Yeah. He cut his knee on the steel getting inside, and before he even got home, my mom has called his mom and let him know that we were being bad and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, the bad news beats you home in a small town.
Which South Park character would you relate to the most?
Oh man, probably, I don't know. I kind of like them all, but Cartman's tough. He's just so sharp on that side of it. Probably just a boring Stan or a level-headed, Kyle. Trying to bring some, I don't know, sense to it.
Okay, so with that being said, and you're in like your crew back in the day, and you're running through, a town of 360, you weren't the ringleader then. You were just kind of like maybe the brains a little bit, kind of like, hey, is this what we should be doing? But you're along for the ride.
I definitely wasn't. Everybody's kind of popular though,
True.
And just due to numbers and my infatuation or whatever with sports, I was a 3-year starter in basketball and in football. Played a lot of varsity minutes as a freshman, and I'm not a big guy now. Especially wasn't then. So I was kind of thrown into the fire because I had to be.
Yeah.
So everyone was kind of popular, but I definitely wasn't. I wasn't the ringleader, that's for sure.
So when did you start getting into, I guess, sports betting and getting kind of an idea around that and finding, I guess, how you liked it?
I always found it so fascinating. And when I tell people about Where's the Line, that's really where it came from, was much like how I didn't like regular talk radio and how it feels like they're just trying to fill up the A block. Mm-hmm. Those post-game and pre-game shows get so redundant to me. And it's the same talking points. And, a guy that used to play in the AFC North is going to talk about how the Steelers are going to win. Right. And Tony Romo is going to tell me about how the Cowboys are going to win.
Yeah.
I just found it much more interesting to hear from a sharp or a gambler or somebody that's setting a line or a bookie as to why they think a team's going to win. And not only do they think a team's going to win, but they're going to win by more than 3 points. And then you dive in the next step. Why do they think they're going to win, but not win by 3 points? Like, to me, that's much more valuable, much more interesting. And man, that's way sharper than, the Cowboys are going to win.
No, right.
Just, I'd rather hear from somebody that has, some money on the line. Their livelihood's at stake.
Well, the game within the game. I mean, and I think for me, it was fantasy sports.
Yeah.
Where I started to find the excitement or the adrenaline from things other than who wins, who loses.
Yeah.
And then that turned into, I can win this game without the team actually winning. Like I can,
right.
And then you get the juice going from that. And it's like, this is interesting. But to your point, to listen to sharps or anybody who just dives in analytically and can break down a game.
Yeah.
Is so fascinating.
It is.
And they're so good.
They know every little detail, every little thing. Well, I brought up Tony Romo. He got his butt chewed a couple of years ago by CBS because they could tell he was mailing it in.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do that if you're managing a book.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your butt in a hurry. So you bring up fantasy sports. I've been playing fantasy football since middle school. I really have been. And back then, we based everything off of the Omaha World Herald.
Yep.
Injury reports, scores, and we only did touchdowns. That's the only way you scored. Touchdowns, extra points. Your kicker got 3 for a field goal. So it was just kind of fascinating. It made you see the game through a different lens. Barry Sanders was a terrible pick. He never scored touchdowns.
Correct. He was all yards.
He was a terrible running back.
Yep.
I would never draft that guy because he never scored any touchdowns. Which is just fascinating to think so here again, you're looking at the sport through another lens. And then now if I'm putting myself in a defensive player's mindset, I can think, they're probably going to be used Barry Sanders as a decoy here.
Yep.
You can key off of what the tight end's doing or what the fullback's doing. If he's going to try and flare out, fake a block for Barry, and that's, I don't know, that kind of plays into what you were saying there with the sports gambling, with sports betting.
Yeah, my brother and I, so fantasy baseball was where we first got in.
Oh,
and we would get the baseball weeklies. And, we would set our lineups or whatever on paper, and we would just go head-to-head over summer. And I'd get the baseball weekly and then go back through the week prior, through the box scores, and add it all up and get it. And then that's how we would.
Yep.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, we would always make and it would be a rotating commissioner would have to go through, sift through the World Herald and add up all the touchdowns and all the points and all the injury reports. It didn't matter what ESPN was saying or CBS. Is all just whatever the Omaha World Herald said and put in print. That's what we're going off of.
And now I'm watching the game on TV and then yelling at my phone that it hasn't updated when I've seen something happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need those points. Like, let's go.
I'll never forget. This was 15 years ago now, but it was kind of when people started using the laptops to do it, fantasy football. And ESPN showed that it was a running back for the Cincinnati Bengals, I think, went down with a season-ending injury on the very last practice before the season started. And he was a top 5 running back. I forget his name. This was a long time ago.
Corey Taylor?
It could have been. And one of the guys drafted him in the first round, and we're like, what are you doing? It was right there. They just said it, So it is amazing how it's just right there now. It's turnkey.
Sometimes.
Instant.
Sometimes you have a moment just exactly like that. And what can you do? Like a fantasy draft just a few years ago, Eric, again, this guy.
This guy,
he drafts Andrew Luck, right? And we're just a couple weeks before the start of the season. We're in draft, and the breaking news comes out that Andrew Luck's retired.
Ouch.
And what do you do?
That happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, what do you do?
Yep. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how, he...
Bad pick.
Drank his sorrows away and picked up... I think at that point, he kind of raged a little bit and picked like 3 or 4 quarterbacks just to overcompensate.
Dear.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was wild, but...
Probably ended up with Kirk Cousins.
He probably did. That's actually, if we look back, he probably did. Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
And he does good. I don't know.
Fantasy into sports betting, into what is taking over the world now, the prediction markets.
Oh, yeah.
And you and I really like the prediction markets.
Yeah.
Anyone who listens to WTL knows that. What's your thoughts? Like, is this something that's going to just be, because right now it's
the Wild West.
It is Wild West.
And for this week's episode of WTL, I got some more just zingers, just mind-boggling, like what is going on? Like real trades that are just putting the, I don't know, it like takes the veil away.
Yeah.
And there's some outrage over a person. This is and I'll get all the stats on WTL, but for this, a politician actually put a trade out that he would not make his next hearing. And he'd been promoting it on his socials that he would be there and how much he's going to light the room on fire and tell those Democrats or those Republicans what's up.
Yep.
And he didn't show up.
Nope, of course not.
And he made like $1.2 million on this trade. And it's being investigated now. And I'm just like, hey, that's the world we live in now. Yeah. And there's there's hundreds and hundreds of these stories like that, where a store owner or something, same type of deal, was if he was going to be open or closed, and he made a bet on himself and did the opposite, did that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think this is kind of good because now the top 5% gets in on the action, not just the top 1%ers. Like
anybody can get in.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be outraged at this business owner, or I always bring up the Super Bowl streaker.
Yeah,
piss on it. But I think it's kind of fun now. I think it might be the demise of humanity, but let's have some fun going out.
To your point there with the Super Bowl streaker. So Super Bowl streaker, there's always the bet. Will there be one or not? That's tale as old as time.
Yep.
But to put it on the prediction market and then to be able to bet on yourself there and then do it.
Yeah.
This guy does it, and then I think they didn't allow him.
Yeah,
right?
They just changed the rules and said, "Oh no, we don't have to pay him,"
which is wild.
It's because all these other trades are fine, and when a politician does this, they make a big investment or buy a lot of stock in this company, and then less than a week later they pass a legislation that just opens the floodgates for that said company.
Yeah,
that happens. That's just everyone knows it happens. Everyone sees how it's going on with these, I would say, top 1%ers now.
Yeah.
And then this schmuck that wants to run across the football field naked, he scams the system and is like, no, we're not going to pay you. It's so it does. There's still that aggravation, like I was talking about earlier, where it just feels like everybody knows where you belong and you just have to stay there. So, but it's happening so fast with these prediction markets, they can't keep up with all of it.
Yeah.
So there's still, and if anything, it just puts more fuel on the fire.
When you say Wild West, I mean it is very much wild. I mean, on WTL, every week we bring some trades to the marketplace, but the thing is, some of them pretty outlandish, pretty wild.
Yeah,
they're happening.
They're happening.
They are happening.
And people try to take this moral high ground, and I think it's kind of gross and sick. But betting on like deaths in a war, like Ukraine and stuff like this, or how long it's going to last, and that's grotesque and wrong, and you don't want to do that. But if you regulate it and you take it off the table, well, no, you didn't do that. That void's still going to be filled. It just moves to the black market then.
Correct.
So like you're actually not solving the problem. If anything, you're putting the people that want to bet on that in even more peril, because now they're dealing with people that, it's not out in front, it's not out open, it's not FanDuel predicts.
Yeah.
It's Larry with the book that's not messing around.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. And you can say the same for the AI bubble. I I do think it's good that if for no other reason, it's really just taking the veil off and letting you see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like in real time on X, Grok will tell you, that's a lie. That never happened. I think that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and Grok, community notes, those
Yes,
types of things,
yes.
those have changed the game because anymore,
right?
You don't know what's like. Everything just looks so real.
It does. Yeah. And once again, how do you keep up with it all? I don't have the answers to it. And on our, on WTL, on Where's the Line, that's what I want to do most is just take that veil off and show everybody how insane this really is. Brandon Sorsby, how crazy is that?
Yeah. He's being allowed to play now.
He's just playing the system. And everyone's mad and in an upheaval. But once again, it's just showing you that the NCAA is a joke. Always has been. There are no rules. If you can get your cronies, your higher-ups, your one percenters in the courtroom on your side.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. You just got to be part of that class.
I have a question about that, but a quick recap of what that Brandon Sorsby quarterback, Texas Tech now, he thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in bets, some of them on the team that he played on. Now, he didn't play in the games, supposedly, whatever.
Still bet on the team that he was on.
Correct. NCAA says, no go, your eligibility is gone as per ever, forever. But he's gotten a court in Texas to say, no, you are eligible to play. And so right now, he's the quarterback again of Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And other schools are saying, well, now we're not going to schedule Texas Tech. Do you blame Texas Tech? I mean, where does Texas Tech's, I guess...
Where's their moral compass?
Yeah.
Get out of here. As soon as the NIL started and it came above the table, then all bets are off.
Yeah.
If they wouldn't have got away with it if it was still under the table and, Alabama and the SEC doing what they usually do.
Right.
And that's also another frustration is, what is Texas Tech doing here? Why are they in the top 5?
Yeah.
So that once again, being me coming from that underdog perspective, I like to see Texas Tech doing their thing, shining light on how ridiculous the NCAA is. How, hey, Alabama, if we pay our players, we can win games too. So I kind of live for the absurdity.
Yeah.
And I like to see the underdog get their pie, get their due. And that's what's going on here.
It is. I find it very entertaining that one of the people in the forefront saying this has to stop is Nick Saban, who who ran what had to be some under-the-table stuff.
Little violin on playing right there. Can you hear it? Yeah.
Because as soon as it was a level playing field, he got out altogether.
Yeah. Oh, and like Pat McAfee calling him out on live television and him just glaring at him.
Right.
You know what's up.
Exactly.
Otherwise he would have shot right back. We never did that. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And that was so unfair where Alabama and Georgia would stockpile 3 and 4 5-star quarterbacks and no one else would get a shot at that kid.
Yeah.
So once again, and to be clear, I don't think Sorsby should be eligible.
Yeah.
He is threatening the integrity of the game, and you really do have to at least have that last thin little veil that it actually matters, that what I'm watching on TV could happen. Even though, like him, love him, hate him, Nebraska old coach Bo Pelini, when they invented time in the Big 12 championship game and gave Texas an extra second, and this sounds like sour grapes, but I'm just being...
It's true.
It's true. And I think it was the first time that year in college football they actually added time to the clock. And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, but look at the ball went out of bounds." And then some doof fan from Washington State rewatched the game and watched the runoff after every play, and it was an average of 3 seconds every play. So I'm like, okay, well if that's what we're gonna do, we need to take every single play there, all 85 plays of that game, times 3, and plus that 1 second.
And plus 1 second.
Yeah. So let's do that then. No, we just put 1 second on, so Texas gets their chance. In Texas, you want to talk about the ultimate 1%ers.
There it is.
But I kind of admire Texas. They know they're the villain. They play the villain. Whether it's the Southwest Conference, the Big 12 Conference, they're coming in there to wreck it and to run it and to own it, and they make no bones about it. So
Matthew McConaughey is like the perfect guy to be like the face of it too, because he's so likable, but he's also kind of like over the top confident in it.
What a weird dichotomy, because then Bo Pelini's the underdog, and he's so hateable and does nothing to help the program. And here we are just fighting to just be relevant. And here you are swinging your caps at refs, cussing on live television, calling your – what do you call the fans?
He didn't have any good words for the
– oh, man.
World's
effing
best
fans, those fucking fans.
Brandon Sorsby, you saw him live from the sidelines last season. When he was quarterback for Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was fun.
You were working sideline for that game at Arrowhead Stadium, Nebraska versus Cincinnati. When you were right there, when he threw the game-clinching loss for him, interception, you think you threw the game?
Ooh, see that? Now that comes into question.
Yeah.
Because the joke I had about that was Sorsby, he can outrun the Nebraska defense, but he can also outrun the law. Like, this guy... He's worth every penny.
He's worth every penny.
Every penny that Texas Tech has. No, I think he's that dual threat quarterback that, he doesn't throw the most crisp ball. And that was at the end of the game. Had to make a play. Just wanted to get it to the end zone. And Hartzog, give him his due. He's the corner that everybody likes to beat up on. He's the guy that went up and got it. Yeah, that play was about 15 yards from me. That happened right in front of me. So that was pretty cool.
And you can find because you filmed it. You can find the footage of that on News Channel Nebraska, I would assume.
Yeah, that's on News Channel Nebraska. You go in the archives on the website. Our YouTube channel, I'm sure, has highlights from that game that Jake helps us out with NASCAR. But we were there working that the whole time, and we did halftime hits. It was just a blast. I've never heard a crowd so loud and intense. And, Arrowhead's kind of that packs it in there. Yep. And everyone's on top of each other. And that game had it all. We're just clinging on to a win. It was the first game of the season, so a lot of excitement. And you had to get that first win. You had to get that first win if anything else was going to happen on down the line. So you felt that energy, but also you knew. Everybody in that stadium knew that Nebraska has to get this.
Got to get the stop here.
Yeah. And for it to end in a pick, a takeaway for the defense, just hit that crescendo. It really was something I'll never forget.
That's awesome. So the Chiefs, Arrowhead, they're moving across state lines.
Yeah.
Your team, the Bears, sound like a chance they're going to do the same thing.
I think they're going to. I really do.
How do you feel about this?
They're always going to be the Chicago Bears, just like the Cowboys are always going to be the Dallas Cowboys. 49ers are always going to be the San Francisco 49ers, but they don't play in San Francisco. Cowboys don't play in Dallas. So this is just this same old thing, and everyone will forget about it in a year or two. And if Chicago really did love their team and wanted the Bears to stay there, they would have been doing things 20, 30 years ago to keep that. Instead, like we were kind of talking about earlier, a lot of greed got in the way. And on both sides, you can say, but I think the city really, compared to what other NFL teams are getting, the city of Chicago is kind of they're taking a big swig of their own medicine here.
Oh yeah,
they're getting put to bed.
Well, I mean, at least they're not.
And I don't feel sorry for them. I really don't.
Yeah,
they didn't make any concessions whatsoever. They'll grandstand and say things, and they'll try and put it back on the Bears, being mean to the taxpayers. And the taxpayers are like, no, we love the Bears. We actually hate you.
Yes,
the suits.
That's exactly it.
You got this all wrong.
Yep.
So
business decision.
Yeah, it is a business decision, and they'll always be the Chicago Bears to me. Nothing like that's going to change. But now I get to go to a nice new stadium, more amenities. Probably going to be more fan friendly. I just see it all as a positive. I'm even coming around to my Oakland Athletics. So
they're Vegas. They're playing in Vegas this week.
I just saw a rendition of their new stadium that they're building in Las Vegas. That place is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So once again, you're going from a town that didn't appreciate you, that didn't pony up, that was a laughing stock of the league, and dilapidated. I just thought that was insane that there was 2 or 3 times a year there'd just be standing sewage water in the dugout, just shit water where Aaron Judge is standing.
And like raccoons in the press box. And like famously.
Yeah, raccoons and possums above the broadcasters, like unbelievable. So Oakland, more so than Chicago, I'd say they did their part to lose their team, both their teams. And Vegas, to their credit, they're like, what do you want?
Right. Yeah. Well, it's like as a Chargers fan, moving from San Diego to LA.
That's tough. Yeah.
That's tough. I still think it was the bad move.
I do think that was bad.
But it's like, for me, living here in the middle of America, what did it change? Nothing. No. But for the fans there, oh man, what a disaster.
Now that one kind of reminded me of you know, when the Browns left, and there was no reason for the Browns to go to Baltimore that last time. That last time around, the fans still want them. Loved the Browns so much that they actually sued the ownership and retained the name Browns. They had to change the name to the Ravens to move that team to Baltimore. But Baltimore was like, well, you know, we had the Colts and we lost them, so we got to make it right. We got to get a team back. So I don't know. That's why I think we love college sports so much, because there still is that, keep using the word veil, that they're playing for more than just the name on you know, the back of the jersey. With professional sports, it's blatant. It's in your face. No, this is for profit.
Yeah, college sports, the team's not moving away from you.
No.
You know, they're always going to be there for better or worse, and that there's something to that.
Yeah. My university, I graduated from Peru State, and they were threatening to move that to Nebraska City back in the day. And it's like, there's absolutely no way. There's like no way. You pick up all these old brick buildings.
Right.
Campus of 1,000 Oaks. You're just going to subplant all these oak trees and move them up, 20 miles. There's just, the University of Nebraska is always going to be in Nebraska. And same with the University of Miami. It's always going to be in Miami. So there is something to that. And I do think people need to wake up and understand that right underneath that, though, it is pay for play.
Yes.
Even the Huskers back in the day, there's a reason Ndamukong Suh, kid from Portland that didn't even know where Nebraska was, came to Nebraska.
Yeah.
And if you dig into that, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious.
And but he gave back.
He sure has.
He has given back.
Yeah. There's some pretty good stories as to, like, you better give back, because there's some skeletons here.
Okay, I got something for you. I famously, my shower song that I sing is the Thong Song by Cisco.
Wow.
What's your shower song?
Oh man.
What's your go-to shower song, I guess I should say?
You know, I kind of go through waves of, like, I'm on a Green Day, Red Hot Chili Peppers bender, and then I'll move on to Chevelle, so then it's like Send the Pain Below, I'm just belting that out. Right now, Ashley has rediscovered Nelly.
There you go.
So, and the kids really like Nelly, and Ashley, it's kind of funny. She's trying to be very clear. There's like 3 or 4 words in these songs that
you're not going to say.
They're just it's a big no-go.
Yeah, it's a big filler here. Don't say it. Yeah.
You can't say that, So Nelly every once in a while, Ride With Me. But there's one song that just never got the radio play, because I feel like the band tried to go above and beyond and do it their way. And it was just a random song that I found of theirs that I really liked. And it's from Fall Out Boy, Hum Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I love that song. And it never really got any radio play, because they tried to distribute it themselves or something. They ran into it with Sony or whoever. And it's a damn good song. And I'll go back to that one every now and then.
So then, do you have like a speaker in the bathroom you play the music to, or are you just going a cappella?
Oh, I'll go a cappella quite a bit. But yeah, there's Bluetooth speakers all over the place now. Just got another one for Christmas. So
I'll
fire that sucker
Same.
up. Yeah.
Same. That's awesome.
So
well, I thank you so much for doing Laugh With Me. It's long time overdue. Long time overdue. I think it was probably 2 years ago, before I was even a co-host of WTL. I invited you and Jabron to come on Laugh With Me. We just never did it.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing Laugh With Me. WTL, I will say I have so much enjoyed doing the show.
Oh, thanks.
And anybody who is into sports betting, just plain sports entertainment, you got to check it out. We've had a lot of fun. We've been in the shadows of Memorial Stadium doing pregame for big Husker games.
Yeah.
To doing the show in the middle of nowhere in Plattsmouth, Nebraska. To here in the wonderful WTL studio.
Yeah.
it has been a lot of fun. I thank you for inviting me to be part of it.
Appreciate that. No, and I, likewise, Gibran was, moving back home to the ranch, and wanted to get out of there. And I think it's important to have that in-studio live vibe, the back and forth. There's so much of that simulcasting type stuff where it's just talking heads on a Zoom or whatever look. So I really appreciate you hopping on board, stepping up. I don't know if sports betting was what you necessarily, but that also speaks to what my vision for that show was. This is entertainment first and foremost, like all sports is. Yeah. I don't care if it's Nebraska football, Oakland athletics, whatever they are now, Las Vegas athletics, baseball. It's entertainment first.
Yes.
And then putting that lens on it of coming through a sports betting perspective just gives it another level of, intrigue and fun, and something new and different. And to be quite honest, I didn't want to end up like I've seen a few guys in the sports broadcasting field. They're like 80, barely holding on, and they're talking about 16-year-olds or 17-year-olds playing ball. Yep. It's like, ooh, that I don't know. That doesn't look good. But if you take the sports betting, it's more mature look. It's an older audience. Maybe I can hold on for a couple more years talking sports.
You're well on your way, man.
Yeah.
You're well on your way. I thank you so much for letting me be a part of it. What do you got to promote? What do you want to plug here at the end?
WTL, man. That's where we kind of met and hit it off. And that show is taking off. We joined that Believe network. They've been doing wonders for us. It's quite humbling to see and kind of intimidating. I mean, like with this show that you're on right now, checking some of those analytics and numbers, it's wild to think there's that many people listening to my take.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
It's cool, but yes, there's a weight to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was used to it on a much lower level with the sports broadcasting, but that really reaches Nebraska fans on like a high school or small college level, but the WTL, Where's the Line, where it's gone the last couple of years, it's been so much fun. And I think we're only going to get bigger.
Absolutely. You can find WTL anywhere that you find your favorite podcasts. Subscribe, but most importantly, download. You can also find Andy Classen at the News Channel Nebraska, Common Folk Podcast.
Yep.
He's all over the place. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
It's been a lot of fun.
Hit that intro, go! Laugh with me when the rent's past due and the car won't start. Laugh with me when the only sponsor is my broken heart. We're hanging on this janky stream, two weird voices in the glow of a screen. If the world won't sing, then let it laugh with me.
I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. The sound of a seatbelt. It's one of the most important sounds in our car. It means everyone is ready and everyone is safe. The more our kids see us put on our seatbelts, the more natural it is for them to put theirs on too. Make it a priority. Buckle up every time. Hear the sound? Make it a habit.
Paid for by NHTSA.
On this episode of Plant Killers, we'll explore one nation's most notorious fruit and vegetable killer, bad dirt. What makes bad dirt so bad? The answer? The ingredients. But fear not, true crime enthusiasts. This story has a happy ending. Miracle Grow organic raised bed and garden soil. It's made with quality organic ingredients from upcycled green waste like compost and aged bark. Unlike the other guys who can't say the same. Looks like Bad Dirt's murdering days are over, thanks to Miracle Grow. Join us next time on Plant Killers.
This is Danielle Fishel.
And Ryder Strong from Pod Meets World.
As cat parents, Ryder and I know the feeling of being ignored by our cats. I often wonder, does my cat even love me?
Well, there's only one solution to solve that. Sheba.
Feed your cat Sheba and go from feeling ignored to truly adored in 12 days, guaranteed or your money back.
Sheba has so many incredible products that can satisfy even the pickiest eater.
Like new Sheba Grilled, made in the USA with the finest ingredients from around the world. They are savory strips in a succulent sauce that cats are sure to love. And it's 100% complete and balanced with essential vitamins and nutrients for adult cats like my Bill. Made without artificial flavors or preservatives, no corn, wheat, or soy. To learn more, check out Sheba.com.
What's up, cousin?
I want a new phone. Have you seen any good deals?
Everyone has free phones, but when I switched to T-Mobile, I got more value and so much more.
Like streaming included.
And travel benefits.
And the best part? The price of your talk, text, and data is guaranteed for 5 years.
Get more benefits and more value. At T-Mobile, families save and get a 5-year price guarantee. Switch now at T-Mobile.com. Qualifying plan requires price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com.